What is up, YouTube boys and girls? Russ Navarro here, Radical Custom Garage. I have a short video I want to do for you today. There's a lot of you know that I've been doing a lot of organization in my shop, and I've got different things that I've done that I've shared with y'all. I have purchased a couple of items off of Amazon. I'll show you. It's a drawer system that you can order. I've got it for my icon cabinet that's hooked to my Snap-on box. It helps organization. And me and my wife was out the other day, and at Target, they happen to have kind of the same thing that I'd been purchasing off of Amazon that I wanted to share with y'all. And so I picked it up. It's for like pots and pans. It was in the kitchen area. So for you ladies that do a lot of organization in your kitchens and things, you can find these at Target. I don't know how often or how long they'll have these. I've had it, or I just happened to walk in the kitchen area with my wife because I was looking for a certain type of can opener for out here in the shop to open my Coke. I drink the bottles of pop, and I have a hard time anymore trying to get the twist tops off. But enough about that. This particular item I like because you can expand it. And I'll show you here in a minute in my Milwaukee box where I'm going to put it. But I also have one in my icon locker that's a little bit, it's the smaller size, this size here, that I have in my icon box. And these really help. I've been wanting some drawers for mine, and I've had a hard time searching, trying to find them. I've looked on Amazon. I've ordered a couple different sets and sent them back because I didn't like them. With these particular ones, they're heavy duty. They've got slots in it that I like. I could take my air blower, blow them out, or I could put a mat in here if I do want it, pull the mat out and vacuum it out. And it really works well. Like I said, I'd been looking, researching a lot, looking, and you guys know me with the organization in my shop, and I'll show you different organization stuff that I have that it works well, and especially with your Milwaukee cabinets, the locker, and I'll show you my other locker. I have a couple of these in the house for my household stuff that I got from, I believe it was Sam's Club. The only thing is with them lockers, you have to put them together. They take a little while. I think I've shared them with you, but I will show you them here in a little bit of how I have my nuts and bolts, my drill bits, and things like that. But enough about that. Let's just go on to this. Like I said, it's got the slides here. Hopefully I won't pinch myself. It's got the slides here. It does have the hardware if you want to drill it to the metal or wood or whatever you use. And these are more for kitchen stuff. But I seen them and I knew that this is what I wanted for my shop. And let me pull you off here and I will show you what I'm going to do with them. And we'll try to just go from there. Turn you around. This is the Milwaukee cabinet, and I'm going to put the drawer right here in this area. And I'll probably pause you here and show you what I'm going to do. And as you can see, I have the socket rails and things from my toolbox in here right now. And I have one on the side here. And, you know, trying to get organized here. Eventually them will be full or put into my U.S. General roll-around cart. But enough about that. let me pause you here for a minute, and I'll put that in and I'll get back with you. Okay guys, here it is. It took me about 5 minutes. It's got double-sided sticky tape. It works really well. I don't know how much weight you can put on it with the sticky tape. And I'll take you over to the locker and show you. But this will work quite well. I can put some of my other things in here. You know, I'm going to lose a little bit of space in here. And if you do have one of these lockers, you're going to have to, in this area, probably use your smaller stuff like I did here at the top because of the way these come out. You can move these, turn these around, and they'll go back farther. Like I have this one down here. You've got a little more space. But the only thing is if you do that, you're going to lose a little bit of, with this drawer, it's going to hit back there, but it's not going to close right, and it just, this sits too far back. I would rather myself it be flush up in here, and if you'll notice, the door closes just fine. So yeah, that, you know, and if you bought a couple of these drawers for these, you know, you can put your tools up in here or whatever you have. I'd thought about putting them up here on top for my batteries and things, but I could see where it would just be a hassle and things. So, you know, yeah, I just thought this would be a good idea for y'all. You know, it only pulls out so far, and I like that it goes back far enough, and I don't know if you can see back there. Yeah, there's going to be a gap back here that you're going to lose, but at least you're not banging up against the wall, and it looks good flush right here. But like I said, you got to watch, and I may move this one down a little bit. I've got the Harbor Freight shelves here because I want another shelf. And then you can see I've got my other cans of stuff down there at the bottom because I have a little more space in here, and these don't hit, you know, up here. If you'll notice, when that door closes, the space that I lost because I moved this shelf forward. And like I said, I may turn it around, but I already got it stuck down, and you know, it's not going to let your stuff, that, you know, your tall stuff, you know, as long as you have enough room there. I don't know if this will show it, but you're close enough, you can see. I just kind of wanted to share that with you. I know if you're anything like me and want to organize stuff, them I thought were the coolest things. And I'll take you over here to my locker now and show you, you know, this particular one. And I thought about sanding it down, painting it so it'll match my green, but the black really don't look bad. I paid a little bit more for the what I want to say, this particular shelf, and I've got a lot of bunch of junk in it. I'm not going to take it out, but I'll show you what I have. And I think it was 34 or something like that for these. Now this don't expand like that one. I like that one that you can expand it or just make it a smaller one, but you know, I don't think it would work as well in this. I think the sides and stuff. And once again, on this one, I want you to understand it fits in there snug. So don't think that you're just going to go buy one of these. You're going to have to rearrange things, get it to where it'll work. I added extra magnets to my US General cabinet. It's not an icon cabinet. But for the money, you know, this cabinet's only $200-300 versus Snap-on or the icon one. I'd like to have it, but I didn't have $1,300 I wanted to spend right now to get it, so I bought the cheaper, the two, and then I have the little side cabinet over there. I wished I'd have waited and bought the locker because I'm just running out of room in this small shop. But enough about that. Let me turn you around and I'll show you this one. This particular one, and I like it a little bit better because the drawer does come out a little bit farther, but you can see the rails back here are all the way up against the wall back there. And I've got all this stuff full, but I like that I've got a drawer that I can slide in and out. So now the only thing is, guys, if you do this on this padding, what you're going to have to do to remember if you do something like this is you're going to have to lift this up. Because if you'll notice, I don't know if it'll show it, but right in here, and I kind of wished I'd have pulled the padding out, it catches and it's starting to curl it up. But I didn't really want to put it to the metal because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or what have you, and it's not that much of a hassle for me to pick up on this to slide it back in. And I want you to look also, if you'll notice, it hangs over. Get you down here. It hangs over enough, but it's just enough, and I put a magnet here, and then these magnets here, you can get a bigger size, and it will, I don't know if I focus here, you could change them, or you put a bigger magnet across here. Mine right now closes good. You just got to put a little pressure, and that's why I put the magnet down here on this part. It holds the door shut. That's all I really needed, you know, and I can open it. And then I have this drawer. And like I said, these were a little bit more pricey. I think, I want to say 34, or they may have been 39. I don't remember. I've got another one coming, and I was going to wait to do this video, but once I got that other one for the Milwaukee cabinet, I just kind of wanted to share with you guys. And I know there's a lot of guys out there looking for ideas and things, and I just kind of wanted to share that with you. Now let me take you over here to my other cabinet, and like I said, you'll have to forgive me. I'm rearranging the shop, so I've got grinders, welders, stuff laying all over the floor, and my shop is just a total disaster right now. But you'll get the gist of it. Let me turn you around here. This is the cabinet that I got from, and I got it stickered up. This is a cabinet I got from Sam's. You have to put it together. It's got 3-4 shelves, if you count the bottom one. I bought these. These are the Craftsman cabinets. It's handy. You know, I at first when I bought them, I didn't know. I've got them stacked on top of one another. I've got one of my older bolt bends that I got, screw bends, whatever you want to call. But these are really handy for all your, and I haven't got them labeled yet, which I'll soon do that. That's all my stuff for when I did my LED lights and things for under cars, and you know, you got all your fuses and stuff. I feel, you know, it's well organized. You know, 2 of these will fit quite well. You know, you have a little space up here if you wanted to throw some stuff. This is an old one, and I haven't got it all marked. I've got parts from for the rat rod project, just put everywhere. This little cabinet I got from one of the places I used to work. They were just going to toss it out because it was the lids don't close very well and bent, and I guess people were spilling stuff out of it, wasting the stuff, so I got that for nothing. Same way with this one. We had it, and it had a door on it with a lock, and I took that off. But overall, I think, you know, this really works quite well. This stuff used to be scattered on a bench at one time or another. I've got all my drill bits in here. I don't know if you can see. Not very full. I buy the stuff as I can afford it, or if I see it on sale, or a lot of times I'll find drill bits and things in the trash at work. I'll bring them home. I've got a drill doctor. I doctor them up, throw them in there, and you know, I see a lot of waste at the place I work with drill bits. They're just laying around or laying on the floor. If I see it laying on the floor or whatever, I pick it up. You know, I don't care if it's trash, if it's whatever. A lot of guys will sweep it up, throw it in the trash. If I see a drill bit in the trash, you know, I'll put my rubber gloves on, dig in the trash, dig them out, and just kind of clean them up and bring them home, use the drill doctor. And that's how I've got a lot of my drill bits and things. You know, like I said, I see them laying around all the time, and I know they get thrown away. And you know, some people don't care, but I see where, you know, I could utilize it. I'm gonna, you know, take it home or whatever. I've bought several of my taps and dies and things, and you know, that's just part of it. I'm gonna go back, retract, and I'm sure some of you guys probably the other day was probably yelling at the TV or yelling at me. Those are a few that have one of these. Let me get you back on the tripod here if I don't drop you. You know, I kind of made a mistake, and I probably should have read through the indirections or whatever you want to call them. With this mag drill, and I apologize. You know, we all make mistakes. There was only one perfect person, and we crucified him, so please don't crucify me. I didn't look at it that well, but I went back and kind of looked over it and realized that they didn't forget to give me the screws for the side, what do I want to say, feeder for the fluids and things. And let me pull it out here. You know, I told you guys, if I don't knock you off the deal here, I told you guys I thought these screws here was for for this container and that, and I was totally wrong. If I would have looked at it a little closer, like I said, the instructions don't tell you a whole lot, but these are Allen screws. I just thought they were blank holes, but these Allen screws hold the brass deal for it to go up and down. I didn't look that close, and you guys probably are looking at it, yelling at the TV or the screen, saying, well, dummy, they're right there. All you have to do is loosen them up, and it'll fit right in place. And that's where it goes. And I apologize to you guys. You know, even us YouTubers make mistakes once in a while, but that's where this goes. It really don't tell you in the instructions. I doubt I use this that much anyway, because I have different lube and You know, there's just different ones that I've used that, you know, I have better luck with, you know, like PB Blaster, or I can't think of the name of it right offhand, but I've got a couple different ones that is for metal, and you know, you spray it on it or what have you, and it works. So like I said, I doubt very much that I use the auto feed, whatever you want to call that, you know, for your cutting fluid and that. I'm sure I could dilute some down like we do at work and put it in a little thing, but enough about that. I just wanted to share that with you. You know, that was my bad. I guess I should have looked at it a little better, but I wanted to share that, you know, Vevor didn't lose any parts or anything. I got everything that I paid for, and that's where it's supposed to go. These are just Allen screws to pull the brass bushing out of there. I just wanted to go back and retract and share that with you, and I apologize. But the drawers, I think, you know, if any of the ladies out there go to Target, you can find them in the kitchen area. Like I said, I've been researching and looking for the drawers for quite a while. At least a month or two, because I knew I was probably more than likely going to buy the Milwaukee cabinet when I seen it. But I thought, man, that'd be awesome if that had drawers. Milwaukee, if you're listening, there's an add-on that you could add to these cabinets, and I'm sure people would buy it. Same way with the U.S. General cabinet. I know it has one down below. I contacted Harbor Freight, or I believe it was the people at U.S. General that made them, and the lady told me not at this time, that they weren't thinking about the drawers. But I would pay a little bit even more for the cabinet if they gave that option. You could go back and add the drawers later on too. It's just one of them things. Like I said, I really didn't want to spend $1,500 to $2,000 for a side locker. I know there's a lot of you out there that don't want to do that, but there again, I don't want to pay the money for the cabinet that, you know, Snap-on, I think it's $6,000 to buy a locker. You know, I don't have that kind of money that I want to spend right now. You know, with what I've done here, maybe what, $30, $60, maybe $100 between 3 drawers. Like I said, I have another one coming from Amazon. It just hasn't got here. You know, that's one of the things that I really kind of wanted to wait before I did this video, but you know, I did want to get another video out today because I was off, and I just kind of wanted to do a short video. I think I'll show you a little bit on my tool grid stuff. I don't know if I've shared that in a while with you on the drawers, and then I'll come back and I'll get off of here. I won't bore you guys too much. Let me pull you off and let me walk over here. Hopefully I won't trip over a bunch of junk. And I don't know if y'all had seen this. Since I got some of the stuff in here, I do have the oxygen absorbers in here, and I do put them smelly deals in, like women use for their drawers inside, and that we have a place that me and my wife go and get some different things, and it's inexpensive. But enough about that. Let me show you this. And like I said, I've still got a long ways to go, and you guys got to understand, I probably now, with all the stuff and everything, just this one drawer, is probably close to $500. Nick has been really good, and I think it's Nick or Neil. I can't remember. Excuse me, it's Neil, where I've been buying this, and I'll go more in when we finish it. But Neil has worked with me. We had a little problem. It was around Christmas, and I knew I hadn't got my package, and he had to go back and remake some of the stuff for me because it's made to order. I want you guys to understand that. But he was right on top of it. He researched it. He found out some stuff was missing. We tried to remember what all I had ordered. I'd ordered 3 or 4 times from him, and I don't remember what all I had ordered. But, the stuff that I'd ordered to finish it up didn't come, and it's been a little while. I didn't get upset. I didn't, hey, where's this or whatever. I just contacted him and asked him, if he could find out, and he has. He's remaking everything and going to send it to me, I think it was UPS that lost it. He's looked up the tracking number, and they really don't know where it's at. But enough about that. I just wanted to explain why it's taken me so long on this. And I'll just pan around here and show you, some of the tool grid stuff. And then I'll show you these containers that I have. And you can get these off of Amazon also. And then I'll get off of here. But let me turn you around. This is the tool grid right now. And like I said, it's a disaster, and I'm trying to mark everything and get everything the way I want it. This stuff back here is probably not going to be there. I may put it up on top of my box once I get it all cleaned off. But this is all my standard stuff. And I'm thinking about doing a different color in the standard for the different sizes. I haven't decided. He sent me these for nothing, and I thought that was very nice of him. It was in with one of the packages. You can do them in different colors, your metric and standard. Them are all going to be my metric over there. I don't know if you can see it very well. But as you all know, I got the purple and green concept. This is my tool, or my wrench drawer, and I'm in the process of doing all of them. I don't know if I've showed you that in a while. It's getting organized. I've got the metric and standard. If I would have thought a little bit, but I'm not going back and redoing it, I'd have done the same. I'd have put my metric on this side and my standard over there. I'm not going back and redoing it. It's just one of them things. But I got all my standard wrenches. And I'll probably order some more to finish this stuff off here. I just ran out. I think I have one left. But I'm big time into organization, and I like how the purple and the green go together. It looks so much better. I can find everything. I know that I've got a couple of the Torx bits. I was using them the other day on something inside the house. I got them laying up here on the toolbox. I know that there's another one of these laying on top of the box. Goes in there. It's just the only thing is I like these. They were bought for sticking up inside the box, you know, to where you could slide them down. Right now I'm using them for excuse me, I'm using them for this drawer. I kind of wished I would have bought some more of these, like for the wrenches. These just work, you know, a lot better. You could pull them in and out a lot faster. And I'm not knocking. I believe these are Ulsa. I can't remember. I'm not knocking Ulsa or whatever, but for your screwdrivers and things, the smaller ones, they work great. For your bigger ones, and these are magnet, the bigger ones, it's just harder for you to get them in and out. Coming out isn't so bad as going in, but enough about that. I just think it looks very good, organized. This is my all my extensions and that. I ordered these also off of Etsy. You can get on there, and a lot of people have them. This is still the Icon stuff, and then I kept my Snap-on. I wished I could find a couple more like these for as many as there, and I thought about getting with somebody on there to see if they could make me some, because I know 3D printing is the thing now. But I got all my extensions and everything. I got some of the old school ones where I really didn't care if paint got on them. But overall, it's turned out really, really nice. I'll give you some idea. These are some of the other ones I'd got off Etsy. This drawer is just basically kind of like a junk drawer for my, just putting different tools, different things. I got one of the socket trays I didn't want to pull out, pull them off yet. These are Torx bits, Allen keys, the pass-through. You know, right now this is going to have to do for this particular item. These are handy for putting stuff in. And let me move you over here to this drawer. These are the other ones I was telling you about. You can get these off of Amazon, and I think it's 42 of these. And ladies, once again, you could use these in your kitchen or in the junk drawer. We've got a junk drawer in the house that I'm really seriously thinking about taking some of them and utilizing them in there. But these all connect together to where they've got little nubs to where you can click them together. And that's what I like about these. They don't slide. And some of the other stuff I've had in here has slid. And a while back, I bought these off of Etsy, and I thought they were for these drawers to where I could put them up on top where I could have them both, but that didn't work out. So let's go down here to the plier drawer. This one I'm really proud of. These are Ernest and Snap-on and another brand. They're all pretty much the same, but they've got all my Snap-on, my Icon, Klein, channel lock brand. You know, I have a variety. All my cutting stuff's over here for fabrication. I've got the Milwaukee new style vice grips and needle nose. You know, I've got my pliers and things. They're at least these aren't laying down inside my box. They're all lined up. I know where they are, and if something's missing. And that was one of the things, you know, when I started this little project, and I know a lot of people aren't into organization, but it just aggravates me, especially I've got a buddy that I'll go to his house, and I don't mind helping him in that, but he's got an old Craftsman, and I understand he can't afford to do something like that. I told him, I said, just let me know and I can help you out a little bit, and we'll get a little organization, because his top drawer is nothing but wrenches piled full straight across, and you got to hunt for stuff, and it takes you twice as long when you're working on a car or something that, you got to dig around looking for it. His sockets are the same way. They're just willy-nilly in each drawer, and the metrics and standard are mixed up, and I understand. I used to be that way to a certain extent, but most of the time I had a lot of my tools hanging on a pegboard, or I had them at least the metric and standard. When you was digging around, you could at least know that, hey, that drawer is metric, or hey, that drawer is standard. His is just willy-nilly, and it just drives me nuts. That's the way he chooses to do it. And, sorry if I offended you. If you watch my video, I'm not going to say his name, but that's really all I have for you. I wanted to share this with you. I can't believe I didn't see that until after I did the video, and I wanted to explain to you guys it was my bad. I just missed it. It's a YouTube thing. I don't know if I would have read the instructions, if it would have said, because when I looked through the instructions, it really didn't say where it was supposed to be mounted. But that's done and over with. Like, share, subscribe, be kind to one another. God bless, and we'll see you in the next video.